Asheshe lies along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, southwestern Nigeria. Like most underdeveloped communities, this one comes from a place of dirt, not beauty. Few residences are firm here, but most plan one day to leave. As parents engage in menial jobs to feed their families, their children spend their days scavenging on refuse in search of anything of value. But for many children here in Asheshe community, a new sense of belonging is now emerging. 5 months ago, 15-year-old Peter left the village for Lagos, unable to attend school because he could not afford it. He sold vegetables on the street and watched his mates attend school with regrets.
After I brought him from the village, he didn't go to school for 4 months.
Thanks to the Back to School campaign of the Inner City Mission, Peter is now in school. As he prepares to go to school, it's the beginning steps of a lifelong dream.
I feel bad whenever I see my mates go to school while I am on the streets selling vegetables. But when I came in contact with the Inner City Mission, I was provided with school uniform, school bag, water bottles, shoes, and I was sent back to school.
They gave me shoe and put me in school.
Peter is not alone. An estimated 57 million children globally are currently out of school, and 10.5 million are in Nigeria alone. Many of them in inner city communities like Asheshe, lacking basic infrastructure and social amenities for the residents to live a normal life, and as always, children are the most affected.
Ìlú Asheshe jẹ́ ìlú tí wọ́n ti dálẹ̀ láti 18th century.
This community has been existing as far back as the 18th century. Majority of the people here are engaged in menial jobs to feed their families, and the parents cannot afford to send their children to school. Whenever you find the children playing on the streets and ask them why they are not in school, they will tell you that their parents cannot afford to send them to school.
That is now changing. Through the Back to School campaign, an initiative of the Inner City Mission, over 850 children in Asheshe and other inner city communities who dropped out of school or have never had the opportunity of seeing the four walls of a classroom were sent back to school and were provided with back-to-school kits, which contain the following items, such as school bags, school uniforms, school shoes, notebooks, textbooks, pencils, erasers, and much more. This is 14-year-old Onyeche and her brother Ebuka from Ebete, one of the several communities that benefited from the Back to School campaign.
It's 5 years, they have not been going to school because there is no money to train them into school. Like someone should thank Inner City Mission for remembering them to take them to school and be paying their school fees.
This is 11-year-old Fatima and her sister Hafsat, both beneficiaries of the Back to School campaign.
I was at home when my children came in with school bags and uniforms. I was surprised and I asked where they got it from. I was told it was given to them by the Inner City Mission. So I collected the bags, and when I checked inside the bags, I saw school shoes, notebooks, crayons, socks, water bottles, to mention but a few. I became so excited and started dancing. May God bless the Inner City Mission.
With access to education, children like Peter, Fatima, Hafsat and Ahmed can become authors of change for their families, their communities and their country. To participate in the Inner City Mission Back to School campaign, use the following details now showing on your screen. Remember, every child is your child.